So I don't underestimate the fact of industry standards, because a lot of times I'll talk to clients, and I had one client hit me up and say, well, there's no industry standards of how you guys should work. So it's kind of like the Wild West. Like you can do anything you want and call yourself a fraud detection solution, which I've seen a number of products that do just that. And like I said, you're seeing clients when they're testing it, seeing high false positive rates, like over 50%. So that actually costs you a lot of money if you actually believe in that technology. We're a believer in following the industry standards, which were set by the MRC. And we're one of 8 companies that are certified to follow those standards. So we believe that's an important part, because their tests, it's kind of like you buy a new house and you get an inspector and you're looking for things to find that need to be fixed or tell you don't buy this house. You know, they're going through that stuff. So the inspections that we go through every year literally look at our code, look at our database, look at our logic, look at all kinds of stuff, and it has to meet certain criteria in order to get the sign of approval. So that's step one. Step two is we're the fraud experts. When we built the system, we built it and we set it and we designed the rule sets and we put everything in place, and we tell you what's fraud and what's not fraud. What you do with that's up to you, but we're going to tell you what's right. There are a lot of systems out in the marketplace that let you adjust the rules. Oh, you want to dial in some more fraud? You want to let some more in? Like, you have the ability to really adjust the thresholds of every rule in their system. And by doing that, that kind of puts you in the driver's seat of fraud. And meanwhile, you're paying a company to do that for you.
That never made any sense to me. It's either yes or no. Like, how could... It's a kind of. It's a dish. How does that work?
I've seen that. I've seen people mark bad-ish, or they have these weird terminologies, but they make you do it. And it's like, wait a second, what am I trying to figure out? I'm paying you to do this. And so there's companies that do that. The other thing that you'll see too is a lot of companies, they're going to return a numerical score, typically 0 to 100. And they're going to say, this visitor scored 70%, which is likely to be fraud. So go ahead and block it. But what about the other 30% that's likely to be real? Therein lies false positives. So we don't do that. So the way we work is very different. When we believe 100% confidence that visitor is fake, that's the only time we mark it as fraud. And because of that, it leaves out the false positive rate. It eliminates that issue from happening. So we're focusing on that. And then even in that case where our competitors are marking traffic at 70% or 80%, then they mark it as fraud, where we're going into 100%, we're still finding more fraud than they do. Accurately, I should say. Because again, a lot of them out there are false positive rate is there for sales. They want to come in, they're going to run a test, they're going to say, hey, Jeff, we're going to run this test. And, hey, we found 60% fraud. You need us. And if Jeff didn't do his job by looking at the back end data and knowing his data set, he would have gone with a company that's going to find more fraud, and he would have killed his business. There's so many things, but like the heart of the system is the accuracy and thoroughness. If you don't have those two, you don't belong in the space.